JDiv is back at it here to give everyone another Game of Thrones Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you're not caught up to the point where I am rewatching or watching Game of Thrones, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you if that has to be the case. You're not caught up. It would be my suggestion that you don't watch this video any further, just to stay away from any sort of spoilers. This will be Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 6. Title of this episode is called Blood of My Blood. This will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Bran and Meera are continuing to flee the Whites. Bran is still in his visions and has visions of events past and future, including Jaime Lannister killing King Aerys Targaryen, a dragon flying over the Red Keep, and wildfire exploding beneath King's Landing. As the Whites close in, a rider appears and pulls Meera and Bran onto his horse, allowing them to escape. I guess his or her horse. I don't technically know who it is at the beginning of the episode who say Bran and Meera. Bran awakens to find out the rider is none other than his uncle, Benjen Stark, who we haven't seen since season 1, if memory serves me correctly, and he had gone missing beyond the wall. And Benjen explains that he was stabbed by a White Walker during a battle with the Whites, but was saved by the Children of the Forest. He tells Bran that he needs to become the Three-Eyed Raven before the Night King comes south. Samwell, Gilly, and Little Sam arrive at Hornhill, the seat of House Tarly, and Sam warns Gilly not at all to mention that she is a wildling due to his father Randyll Tarly's hatred of wildlings. Now at dinner, Randyll insults Sam, Gilly defends Sam, but in doing so accidentally reveals her wildling heritage. Disgusted, Randyll tells Sam that Gilly and Little Sam can remain at Hornhill, but he must never step foot in Hornhill again. So Sam, he bids farewell to Gilly, but then changes his mind and decides to bring her and Little Sam with him to the Citadel. As they leave, Sam decides to take the House Tarly's ancestral Valyrian steel sword, Heartsbane, as well. And that will come into play in Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night. Arya returns to watch the play featuring Lady Crane. She sneaks backstage during the last act and poisons Lady Crane's rum. As she attempts to leave, Lady Crane stops her and they discuss acting in Lady Crane's early life. Arya stops her from drinking her rum and warns her that her rival, Bianca, wants her dead. The scene is witnessed, of course, by the waif, who returns to tell Jaqen H'ghar of Arya's failure to kill Lady Crane. And Jaqen gives the waif permission to kill Arya. Now, meanwhile, Arya retrieves her sword needle from the rocks where she had hidden it and goes into hiding. Now, Lord Frey, Walder Frey, the idiot behind the Red Wedding, receives word that House Tully's former seat, Riverrun, has been retaken by the Blackfish. Good character. So Walder Frey orders his son, Lother Frey, and Black Walder Frey, or Black Walder Rivers, to recapture the castle. He brings in Edmure Tully, who has been held prisoner since the Red Wedding, and declares that they will use him to retake Riverrun. The High Sparrow, along with Tommen Baratheon, prepares for Margaery's Walk of Atonement. The High Sparrow tells Tommen to visit his wife, where he discovers that Margaery has become a devout follower of the Faith of the Seven and repented for her sins. Oh boy. Jaime and Mace Tyrell lead the Tyrell soldiers to the Great Septa Baelor, where the High Sparrow is presenting Margaery to the people of King's Landing, and Jaime orders the High Sparrow to release Margaery and Loras Tyrell, threatening force against the Faith militant. The High Sparrow declares that Margaery will not have to perform a Walk of Atonement, and instead presents Tommen, who announces that he has agreed to unite the Faith and the Crown. Why? I wanted to see Marjorie do the Faith of Atonement or the Walk of Atonement. That would have been great. She's hot. Yes, she is pretty hot. Anyway, so when Mace asks Olenna what this means, she bitterly replies, "It means the High Sparrow has won, you dumb fuck." Well, she doesn't say the dumb fuck line, but yeah. So Tommen relieves Jaime from the Kingsguard as punishment for taking up arms against the Faith. To Jaime's dismay, Jaime is instead given orders to oust the Blackfish from River One, and Cersei counsels him to use the campaign to show their force to their enemies. Cersei expresses no concern about her upcoming trial, as it will be a trial by combat, and she has chosen the Mountain as her champion. And then Cersei and Jaime passionately kiss, which is always good, because I do like them as a couple, even though Cersei's a ungrateful, hateful bitch. And then while riding, Daenerys notices an unusual gust of wind and rides out alone to investigate. As Daario Naharis impatiently prepares to follow her, Drogon flies over the Khalastar, having grown much larger, with Daenerys riding on his back. And then Daenerys lands nearby and rallies the Dothraki by stating that she chooses them all to be her blood riders rather than the traditional three chosen by the Khals. She then asks if they will cross the Narrow Sea with her and help her retake the Seven Kingdoms, and they shout their agreements while Drogon roars. And that's how the episode ends. So it's an episode where things happen, but the things that happen weren't that interesting in my opinion. It's good to see the Blackfish back, and it's actually good to see Benjen Stark back, so that's good. But I was mad that Marjorie didn't take the Walk of Atonement, because that would have been nice to see, as long as they don't throw food at her and, you know, hurt her or anything like that. So I'm going to give the score a 7.5 out of 10. It's kind of a filler episode until the crazy ending of season 6. The last 2 episodes are season 6. They're awesome. And I'm going to give the character of the episode to the High Sparrow, because he's accomplished a lot more than people think he can accomplish, and never doubt the High Sparrow. So you've heard what I have to say, and now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, be sure to smash that like button. If there's anybody that you know that would be interested in this video, or you like the video so much that you want to add it to all your social media platforms, go ahead and share the video. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section about your thoughts regarding this episode. If you remember it that well, what would you score the episode? Whom would be your character of the episode? And what was your favorite moment? I would have loved if Marjorie would have took the Walk of Atonement, because we haven't seen her, well, since she debuted on the show. But anyway, and then, of course, last but certainly not least, trying to grow the channel, so don't forget to smash that like button, hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return.